So you want to learn exactly how to sign 150K projects or 200K projects for a custom development software company. In this video, I'll be showing you guys exactly how we've been able to do this for our clients, as well as partner up and help out custom dev software companies to get them to this point. Now I'll be overviewing in this video the infrastructure of kind of how we do it, but just some housekeeping, set some ground rules. Obviously, my name is Patrick Thomason. I own a marketing agency doing multi six figures a year, just specifically helping out $1 million plus ARR B2B custom dev software companies. We've been around for about half a decade now. Obviously, I've been documenting half of the process, I'd say, on YouTube with over 300 videos talking about client acquisition, marketing, sales, things like that. You guys can check it out. Obviously, pretty cool. But what's even cooler is how we can do this for your own dev company. Now, you guys have seen this infrastructure 1,001 different times before. I'm not going to talk about more of this in this video unless you're returning. Just as a quick overview, I'll go over this here in a second. But more importantly, what we're doing is we're actually using 2 touch points to bring on qualified project deals to your custom dev software company. Okay, so what we do is we actually source sending accounts and we handle the entire appointment generation appointment setting process. Okay, so we handle everything from the sending accounts, sourcing LinkedIn accounts that are qualified and that are professional enough to outreach on behalf of your company, as well as email accounts like here on Instantly to begin sending out cold emails as well. We have a paired model of how we do this. We'll send out a cold email, we'll intertwine it with whether or not the prospect responded or not, and then we'll send a personalized message that gets automated by AI using LinkedIn and HeyReach. Okay, so it's a double touch point. It's like you get a personalized LinkedIn message from somebody after they connect with you and you're like, cool, whatever, I see it, I'm probably not going to respond. But then 12 hours later you get an email from them and you're like, oh shit, these people have some good marketing, they probably know what they're doing. That being said, let's take a look at the video. Let's at least give it a shot. Then maybe for granted they jump on a call with you just because they were impressed by your outreach, or they see that your offer is good and that you were persistent, you followed up. Then boom, 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 next thing leads to the next. You booked a call with them. They like what you do. Then MRR is added. Obviously, in your custom dev software company, you're not really focused too much on MR. What I like to say is we like to focus on 50K to 150K project deals. Okay, now if you're an established dev company and you have your solution works very well, that's you should have enough confidence to say, look, you give me 10 qualified calls or 20 qualified calls over the course of these 90 days. I know for a fact my team and I can actually close these deals. If you don't feel confident in that, don't worry. We have a little bit of an upsell to where we'll actually install not only just qualified outreach specialists for your company, but we'll also install closers too. Now, that's obviously a higher tiered package. We don't really do that a lot. We've done it a few times. The only reason why we don't do it is because most development teams have like a sales rep or something like that, where you guys already have and you guys are already good in terms of closing. But obviously, don't let that deter you from jumping on a call with me to see if this infrastructure can work for you, just because you don't necessarily have a qualified closer or somebody who's designated for closing in your company. So that being said, I wanted to explain the importance of how we have the exact copy and paste templates and winning archetypes that work very well for your software company. Okay, so the reason why most custom dev software companies cannot market very well and sign these larger project deals is because they have issues not necessarily just articulating the value of their product or of their service to the market, but you guys have issues with packaging one solution and actually selling that solution to the market. The biggest issue you guys have is, and I deal with this all the time too in my existing agency sometimes, is you have 1,001 different verticals and offers that you can fulfill for, because after all, you're a custom development software company, meaning you can customize your fulfillment for each client. But that shoots you in the foot because outbound wise, you can't market that and say, hey, we do a bunch of stuff. You interested? Let's hop on a call. The market says, what is this? We don't really care. Not relevant, not niche down. So everything from our onboarding process and CMRR to sourcing out qualified setters or outreach specialists to training them up on school. I have entire backend modules on, they take entire backend modules, they get trainings, they get courses before they even set for you. Everything from obviously getting information from your business or about your business on the onboarding call, to sourcing out these setters, to actually training up the setters, giving them automations, plugging everything in, sourcing the first batch of leads, copy and pasting the winning messages that work outbound wise to book your calls, create and launching and responding to the messages is what we handle. So we essentially front end wise are end to end. Now, like I said, if you already have a designated sales rep or you have a team or something like that, but they're lacking, they're not really doing what you want them to do, they're not really booking you qualified project deals, or you might just not be fully happy with them, that's totally fine. We can also come in there and actually consult your team if you already have an existing team. We've done that in the past. But I'd say the core offer of what we normally stick by, 90% of our deals are front end done for you. So in other words, we install the entire system for you, and then we obviously keep, we just charge a one-time build-out fee. So I don't think it's listed here, but yeah, it's just a one-time build-out fee of this entire infrastructure. No retainers until we sign you or until we book you. Because if we don't have our hands in the sales process, we can't take control of that. We charge a retainer after we book you, I don't know, say 10, 15 calls. It's something around that range with qualified businesses. After that, we can talk about retainers, but in the upfront and then the build out side of things, just a one-time build out fee. That being said, this is what's holding you back from actually booking out more projects. That's kind of how we do it. But more importantly, what you really care about is how well we can do this for you and how repeatable of a process you can have to book out calls. Now, like I said, the main reason custom development software companies, for what we've seen these past couple of years, are not able to book out calls, like the biggest issue of how they're not able to book out calls is simply because they are not clear on what exactly the end solution is for the client. In other words, you might have an idea of how to fulfill for 15 or 20 different clients, from a CRM solution to a pipeline management solution or something else, or a web design or a website or something. Whatever solution you sell or you can customize with your dev team, you have a good idea of how to do it. But outbound wise, you're not marketing to one specific avatar with one specific solution that you guys can provide with one specific outcome. And that's where the majority of that lies. Okay. The majority of outbound is just messaging. Then obviously system setup and stuff, that just takes a lot of time. I'm not going to lie. We have a decently large team that actually covers this on a very fast basis. But if you were to do this on your own without having any experience in your dev team, it would take a decent amount of time, just because the simple fact that these systems take a while to actually set up. There's warm-up stuff. There's a lot of laws you have to follow, can't spam laws, things like that. There's certain spin tags you can have in the messages. It's just easier to hire out and install a system that's proven, get great results, then go from there. So that being said, you guys, if you own a custom dev software company, I want you to book in a call right down below. Worst case scenario, we talk to you, we see if this makes sense. If you're not doing, if you don't have a decent amount of revenue being put through your business every single month, it's probably not the best idea to jump on a call with you. I'd say I want to only speak to you if you're doing above 50, 100K a month. If you're anywhere below that, you can still book out a call. We'll see if there's any possible way for us to maybe help you down the line. But if not, we can just give you some value. We can give you some game. Then we can kind of tell you exactly where to go from here, or maybe partner up on a smaller solution or something like that. So that call is just a simple strategy call. It's no pressure. It's just an alignment. It's just a kind of an alignment thing, just to make sure that we're aligned and that this system could possibly work in your dev company. If not, no worries. We'll at least point you in the right direction. So hope this video made sense. Hope this video showed you exactly how you can potentially build a profitable system to book you a decent amount of calls with large project deals for your dev company. I look forward to speaking with you on the phone or on Calendly. Booking a call right down below. I'm pretty flexible. I have some open times, and yeah, I look forward to speaking with you soon. Talk to you soon, and see you on Zoom. Peace.